50% of women will remain childless and single come 2030. Those are startling odds. Those are startling statistics right now. And yet, this reflects the deterioration of Western society and a horrific fate that modern women are now facing. Today's video comes from Manhood. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check him out and support him. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of half of all women in just the United States alone and other westernized societies being childless and single in just 5 short years. Don't forget to follow us on Rumble. You never really know what's going to happen on this platform, so go and follow us over there. Our Rumble is linked in the description of the video. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video after a message from Angry's Crypto Academy. Guys, you know what's going on right now. Things are not good. You can see that hard times are here. Women are facing hard times. Men are facing hard times. All of these programs that a lot of people rely on, they are coming to an end. Okay? The old system is coming to an end. Hard times have arrived. The ATMs will stop working. Banks will chain the doors. Protect your wealth and safeguard your future with crypto. Angry's Crypto Academy will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. We'll tell you exactly which coins will mint you millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. Don't miss out. The Academy is linked in the description of the video. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
50% of women 30 and under are now childless in the West. 50%. And half of them will never have a child. And 90% of them will regret it. You know, by the time you're 30, you're already a geriatric mother. And if you're single and 30 and childless, you have a lot of problems to solve in a very short period of time. And then you also got to ask yourself, well, what's your life going to be like if you're partnerless and childless from your 30s going forward?
The report shows that by 2030, 45% of working women ages 25 to 45 by 2030 will be non-married, no kids, single. If you think that you're going to be 45 years old, no kids, not married, and that you're going to genuinely be fulfilled in life because you made money, best of luck to you, honey.
According to a recent study, 45% of working women between the ages of 25 and 45 will be unmarried, childless, and single by the year 2030. This is an alarming prediction that people should be talking about. 45% of working women is not a small subset of the female population. It's a giant number, and practically means every other woman you know.
Ali said something in this episode that particularly struck me. She told the other female panelists and the viewers, "We live in a society that wants you broke, single and childless, and your $49.99 donation of apathy just adds to that. Ask these women where they see themselves in 5 years, professionally and personally."
Ask these women where they see themselves in 5 years professionally and personally. For myself, hopefully I will have 2 biological children, 1 an adopted child, and I'll be raising them, which is just as valuable as if I got a PhD or if I was making 6 figures. It matters just as much, and for me personally, it matters more.
She continued to highlight that this is indeed a real problem. It's reflected in our fertility rates that show that here in the UK, 50.1% of women are childless by age 30.
It's a trap. They do want you broke and childless. They're buying shares in cat food and wine companies, and that's no joke. Most women are unhappy and blame men for their unhappiness. We are responsible for our own happiness.
Have you heard about Morgan Stanley's study that about 40% of women will be single by 2030? It's crazy. Well, I did some research and I wanted to share some of the reasons why this might be the case. Let me break it down for you.
You'll see one article that says single childless women are the most happy demographic. And then 2 months later, there'll be another one. Single childless women are more miserable than ever. It's always this back and forth. It's like these conflicting messages. And the reason why it's so confusing and conflicting is because happiness is an emotion. And happiness is the one we focus on the most because we think we have this idea that we can just, if we could just find this perfect balance of like self-help books and healing and therapy and all this other stuff, that we're going to find some permanent solution to living a permanently 100% content life. And the fact of the matter is that the human condition is defined by discontent, not by content. And that's a good thing. That's a feature, not a bug. Because God forbid, because if we were all content all the time, we would not grow. We wouldn't want more. We wouldn't build more. We wouldn't do
If you expect someone to make you happy, you will never be happy.
Now, a point that I want to make regarding some of this, regarding modern women, is the fact that modern women have taken on a lot of the traits from the baby boomers. The baby boomers are extraordinarily narcissistic, and they are sociopathic. This basically means that they have no empathy for others, and it's all about me, 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 me. One of the biggest problems with the baby boomers is the fact that they are very short sighted. This is the reason why, despite being the wealthiest generation in the history of the world, half of all boomers have no retirement savings at all, and they are the fastest group of people becoming homeless right now. How is this possible? It's because they kept everything for themselves. They stole everything. They don't know it. Most boomers don't truly know what hard work is. They say they do, they don't. They don't know what suffering is. In one breath, a boomer will say, okay, we lived through the greatest economic period in American history, but the struggle was real. How do you say something like that in the same breath? The fact is that they had everything, they took everything, they squandered it all, and they did not, and they despised their kids. Not only did they despise their kids, but we can now see that they actively wanted their kids to fail. All right. They saw their kids as nothing more than obstacles and competition. If you look at what most boomers are now subscribing to, it's the die with nothing or die with zero movement, which is also known as the die with nothing movement. Basically, the idea is to die with no money in your checking account. They would rather give their money to the state, they would rather give their money to their caregivers than to leave anything for their children. They destroyed the concept of intergenerational wealth, which is paramount. They destroyed the family unit. They removed the family unit. They took God out of school. They took the Pledge of Allegiance out of school. They took phonics out of school. When I was growing up, we had phonics. Do you know who gave us phonics? The greatest generation, the silent generation. What did the boomers do? They took it out of school. We went from something like third in the world for education to like numbers, I don't know, like number, I don't know if it's 30 or 65. It's some terrible number. Okay. And this is all because of the boomers. And modern women, they ended up believing that the entire world revolves around them and that they don't have to really work hard for anything because everything will ultimately be handed to them. That's not how life works. And as a result, many of them don't realize that the decisions that they're making today are going to have serious ramifications later on. A lot of women right now who are on OnlyFools, they don't comprehend that no one is going to want to be your boyfriend. No one's going to want to marry you if you are on OnlyFools, okay? And in the Simps, they think that the Simps are their friends. I've said this already. There are different kinds of Simps, all right? There are the ones who don't know, and then there are the ones who are opportunists and know exactly what they're doing. Women don't comprehend the simps that are telling you, oh, you go, girl. It's your choice. It's your right to do this. It's your body. All of these things. They don't get these are the creeps. Okay. If a man says to a woman, hey, you have to carry yourself with more respect. You have to be careful. Oh, you're a creep. You're this, you're that. All right. What the Sims do is they're enablers, but they're also opportunists because what do these men get? They gain access to women and they gain access to resources in exchange for in exchange for betraying men and betraying masculinity. They operate as agents of the state, but they don't actually like women. If they liked women, they would not be telling women to do things that will ultimately have extraordinary ramifications on their lives and potentially destroy their futures. And women, of course, it's like giving them candy. They're like, "Oh, here, have all the candy you want." What they don't understand is that, it's fun eating all the candy right now, but your teeth are going to get rotten in the future. You're going to need dentures and you won't even be able to afford them. You're going to have lots of cavities. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So you might be having fun in the present, but you're going to have extraordinary pain and suffering going forward. All right. But you're not looking ahead of, and it's not even like very far into the future because a lot of you are getting old now. All right. You're going to develop things like you're going to have things like cholesterol issues. You're going to have high blood pressure. You're going to develop diabetes, right? You're going to develop all of these health conditions because you've just been stuffing your face with candy. And those are going to be lifelong consequences. And then you'll just turn around and what, you're going to blame men for the poor decisions that you've made. You're still going to have to deal with these things. They're your problems to fix. They don't realize that the Sims betrayed them. The Sims were never there for them. The Sims were there for themselves. I've said this plenty of times. The Sims are not good. This is why I keep on telling you guys, be prepared, because the financial system is teetering on the edge right now. ATMs will freeze and the banks will lock and chain up the doors. Your assets are at risk. Discover how to protect your wealth and crypto with cryptocurrency at Angry's Crypto Academy. You'll master skills to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins, plus uncover 4 coins that virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. Click the link in the video description below to find out what these cryptos are and join the academy today. I mean, guys, it's a miserable situation right now. TTCs are real. Tyrone tent cities. And I saw a stupid comment from one of my subscribers that said, well, like, you guys you won't stop. Something is wrong with some of y'all. And I'm not trying to attack you. There were some of you who are like, oh, well, I'm not going to end up in a TTC. Trump is only going after the bad homeless people. So if I'm homeless, it'll be all right. It's only the bad homeless people who are causing problems. No, fool. It's any homeless people. He said he's either going to incarcerate you, he's going to put you in a mental institution, or you're going to be put into a TTC where you'll then get the help you need. All right. Which is how, and then I saw this one guy in my comments who's like, hey, Angry, I love your content. But realistically speaking, yes, TTCs probably will not be wonderful, but for people like myself who, get a job in the kitchen and behave themselves and provide value, we should have like basically a smooth ride. So there are dudes who are just basically planning for TTC right now, thinking that life is going to be okay in TTC as long as they keep their heads down and get themselves a job and provide value. Bro, let me tell you something. Those are the dudes who are going to, they're going to really try to take advantage of. It's going to be the weak ones. Think of TTC as prison. Because once you go into TTC, once you go into Tyrone 10 City, you don't come out of Tyrone 10 City, at least not the way you went in. All right? It's going to be a very miserable experience for a lot of people, and it's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people, especially modern women, because the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. The average woman cannot. As men, with our own 2 hands, we can transform the world around us. Most men, a lot of us at least, have money in the bank, have some assets. Most women don't. When the economy goes downturn, when everything crashes and cash crashes, a lot of us are going to become millionaires. And some of us are going to become extraordinarily rich, far richer than millionaires. There's probably someone listening to my channel right now who might even teeter on being a billionaire. I'm being very serious because of crypto, because they have investments in crypto. Modern women, most women are not invested in crypto. The average woman is not invested in crypto, and she will not be invested in crypto because she does not want to take the time to understand how the technology works. She would rather have someone do that for her. And it's just not going to happen. This time, when we enter into this major economic crisis, no one's coming to save them. There will be no one coming to save Felicia this time. She will have to deal with it on her own. No one's coming to rescue her. And she did it to herself. Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Narcissists are never happy because they blame others for their bad choices instead of taking responsibility for their own decisions.
I'm drunk, but it's my birthday and I just felt like I needed to get that out there. Don't fucking have kids. I love you so much and do what's best for you. Don't have kids.
That one is coping hard. It's sad. Drunk TikToking
on your birthday about not having kids.
She is upset that her friends have kids and don't have time for her anymore. So she spent her birthday alone ranting instead of spending quality time with the family she never had.
Who has 3/4 of the debt?
Who has what?
Who has 3/4 of the debt?
In the US.
Of the debt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Despite making less money than the opposite gender.
I have no clue.
It's women. Who's 80% of the consumer base?
Okay, I guess women.
Thank you.
But, okay,
There's a reason why. Hold on.
is...
You see, I'm not just. This isn't coming from a place of anger or misogyny or me talking. It's facts. Advertisers target women because women are more impressionable and they're easier to control. Women are group thinkers. They're more involved with. They're more involved being social. They're followers. Okay? You look at a fashion trend, you look at a hairstyle. When Rihanna cut her hair back in 2008, every other girl decided to cut their hair. Fashion trends, typically women follow them. So women are easier to sell to and advertise to, and this is why advertisers target women and not necessarily men. They're more likely to make bad decisions on emotion, which can lead to the destruction of the relationship.
Yeah.
Women make bad financial and life decisions based on emotions. They're the perfect target audience for advertisers. Facts. Many women live above their means and expect men to share the financial burden.
Every girl's walking through life thinking they're going to win the lottery and date this top 1% man. He has to be over 6 foot. He has to make over 70K. He has to be attractive. He has to be a chick. What? But see, this is here. Wait. This is the problem. That sounds nice. It sounds nice and it's possible, but it's not probable. It's probably not going to happen.
Not for every woman.
So I'll tell you another stat. Okay, so big banks are investing in things like cat food, wine, because 50% of women are projected to be single and childless over 30. So that means all the girls in this room, half of us will never have kids. And it's also like if you don't get married by 35, your odds of getting married and having a long, stable relationship ever, it's very low.
If you're not familiar with these guys and gals, of course, they're more conservative, right-leaning hosts, and they like to bring on people with different mindsets or ideals and ideas and discuss those, and it usually ends up in hilarious.
According to society, we would regret not having children at the end of our lives because life is so happy and blessed. I recently came across this article written by a nurse who had a heart-to-heart with her senior patients and who also found out from them how their own families perceive them as a burden. There are now the top 5 things that people regret most when they die.
Guys, 45% of women will be single and not want children by the year 2030. What the hell is going on? The article blames people getting busy with their careers, but I don't really buy that. What do you guys think?
The declining populations in the East are another reason that contributes to women not having children globally. I finally realized that China's policy of restricting the number of children a couple can have been what's causing the country's population growth problems. The current state of the dating environment is not promising. Here's an inside look at the life of a single childless woman living it up.
I'm a single child-free woman. Of course my apartment's always spotless. I'm a single
child-free woman. Of course I blow all my paycheck on designer handbags this year. Does this teeny bag look real to you, or does it look like a dude? Oh, zipper fell off my teeny bag.
I'm a single child-free woman. Of course I get to go on luxurious and lavish vacations. Let's see how much the IRS took out of my tax return this year. Oh, looks like I'm not going on vacation again this year either.
Whenever you hear of pregnancy nowadays, it seems like it's such a bad thing and you're losing all of your freedom. It's never actually a good thing. And I know that from personal experience, from when I've had friends who have perhaps had a pregnancy scare. You know, even the wording, it's described as a pregnancy scare. No one is ever happy that a new life is entering the planet. It's just constantly demonized and people are really scared of it. No one sees it as a beautiful thing anymore, which I think is really sad.
That's because it's a big responsibility to bring life into this world, and most of these people are so useless and immature they can't handle it.
I often question, why have I been single for almost 3 years? And then I'm quickly reminded when I left swipe a guy on Hinge just because I don't like his shorts.
The amount of options are just overwhelming, so you start getting picky.
Men need to understand that when women open up a dating app, it's just thousands of suitors. And so she starts picking on the dumbest stuff. I don't like his bracelet. I don't like that guy's shoes. His eye doesn't look right. He had one hair on his nose. It's like the weirdest things now because you have so much to choose from, you can literally stitch the perfect man together.
For a woman, it's good news. For a man, years of very hard work ahead, and maybe not even your child. And the woman is going to leave with the child. How's that for reality? Men should never marry, so they can't be made into a feeding machine.
Them all the time. You know, the first lie is there's nothing more important than your career, more or less by definition. So that's the first lie. The second lie is there will be nothing more important to you in your life than your career. So that's the second lie. And then the third lie is there should be nothing more important in your life than your career. So that's the third lie. And then implicit in that is the idea that children are a burden, and that the idea that women should have children is part of the oppressive patriarchy and should be resisted. And who are men to tell me what I can do with my body? Hey, fair enough, and etc.
I mean, guys, modern women made the decision. They made the choice for themselves, and they're going to have to live with the consequences. They said, guys, we don't want you. Guys, we don't need you. We'd rather the beer. And now they're going to have to go and hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo in the woods. What do you guys think regarding all of this? 50% of women will be childless and single come 2030. And it's only going to lead to extraordinary states of poverty, destitution, and hardship for women going forward. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.